Okay, everybody. I think we're at episode 110 or something like that, or around this number. For me, this episode today is probably the most fundamentally changing episode that I will do. Doesn't matter what the outcome is. It doesn't matter if you think this is interesting or not. But what I have experienced the last few days has blown my mind, because I've been playing the last few days with OpenClaw. Now, if you're worried and you're stressed and what's OpenClaw, look, I know, unfortunately, and I need to Google this now, but OpenClaw was before Moldbot, and before that it was, I think, CloudBot, and now I think it's OpenClaw, yeah, OpenClaw.ai. But I have realized that my company and myself are going to be on absolute overdrive starting from a few days ago. Now, to be able to use OpenClaw, essentially the only thing you need to do is you need to be a business leader like me. You know, remember, I've never coded before. I don't know what it is. But if you know what vibe coding is, and you are able to open a terminal like Cloud Code and kind of say, oh, OpenClaw is interesting, go and get the GitHub repo and install it on my machine, then you are able to join this next. And it's not a revolution. It's a very natural evolution, but it's a step change in evolution. Now, what have I done? Essentially, the last few days, I just, rented a Mac Mini online. Everybody's trying to buy these things. And I installed OpenClaw on it. And then I was talking to my buddy Michael before this call, and I was saying to him, man, do you understand here that you have OpenClaw and you have an agent, and I have OpenClaw and I have an agent? And when I am, for example, traveling for 2 days, you can ask your agent, say, find out from Malcolm if he's able to support me on this project, if they've done a similar project, if he's working on something similar. And you have now 2 agents from 2 people who are talking and working with each other. And in the next few minutes, I want to explain to you how I've used OpenClaw to set up the entire KPIs of the company. I mean, the KPIs, we had them, but to kind of say, hey, and by the way, my OpenClaw is called Adi, so I will refer to him as Adi from now on. Hey, Adi, I want you to understand the KPIs. I want you to chase us up. Like, yes, go and write to other people. Go and write to them on Teams. Go and write to them on email. Go and write to them on Telegram. Go and write to them on WhatsApp, because OpenClaw can do that. And talk to them every day. Like, they should send you a voice note for 5 minutes what they did, so that you are able to update our KPI table. But not only this, like everything, like I connected my Aura ring, so now it knows if I'm stressed or not. It tells me I need to go to bed earlier. And now again, it's 11 o'clock and I'm making a video for you guys. And normally I would be wearing a suit or at least a blazer like I always do. But today I'm in hacker mode, so I'm wearing my Miro pullover. Now you might be thinking, well, this guy is all over the place. Yes, I'm all over the place because I cannot contain my excitement. So yeah, OpenClaw, you've not played with it the last week, then you're living behind the moon, my friend. No, behind all the end of all the galaxies, because you have no clue how this thing will fundamentally change the way that we do business. So yeah, action, let's go.
Flip the switch, the circuit's live. Digital dreams, they thrive and strive. Recipes coded to feed your mind, serving knowledge of the AI kind. Welcome to the AI Cookbook Show, where the data streams and the insights flow. Tune in slow, let the rhythm grow. For every soul in the know and those who don't.
Okay, Malcolm, I'm a bit lost. You went too fast here. What is this OpenClaw thing? What does it do? I don't understand. Okay, let's put things in perspective. So what's very interesting, by the way, it's an Austrian guy who built it. Austrians never build anything apart from buildings 200 years ago and Red Bull. So there's this guy called Peter Steinberger, in German wahrscheinlich Peter Steinberger. And Peter Steinberger is a guy who's already very famous in the community. So he's exited his last company for $100 million. So he didn't get the $100 million, but he was majority shareholder. And he said something like, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to build something." Now, the crazy thing is, he didn't raise capital. He didn't do investor decks or whatever. No, you know what he did? He sat down. He sat down and he just played with software. And 6 days after that thing was launched, he had 100,000 GitHub stars. Now, for those who have no idea what is a GitHub star, or nobody knows, okay, let's put things a bit in perspective, okay? Now, if you have 10,000 GitHub stars, you're already the king. Like, people are like, "Oh, good job," you know? And I think DeepSeek had 70,000 stars after like months on end. But we're talking day 6, 100,000 stars. It took, the next fastest took 30 days to get that. This repo of OpenClaw took 6 days. 6 days. And the entire world woke up to a new world where they went like, "Oh my God, what is this thing?" And everybody's trying to install it and use it. Now, please be careful. Don't install it on your laptop or on your PC during this episode, because you shouldn't. It's a nightmare in terms of data privacy. We'll talk about it. It's not a problem. And why did I introduce it in 3 different names? Well, funnily enough, he released it on January the 7th called CloudBot. Okay. Then January the 10th, he's like, because Claude Anthropic complained to him. So then he renamed it. He renamed it to Moldbot, because, lobsters, they molt, they shed their shells to grow and stuff like that. And then somehow, I don't know, Moldbot didn't work. So then a few days later, they renamed it again. Okay. And today it's called OpenClaw. Now, OpenClaw, I just would like to explain that OpenClaw, maybe not OpenClaw per se, but OpenClaw is a huge step change in the way that we're working with AI agents. Okay, why, man? Think about this. Before this episode, you know what I did? I said, let's take a normal company. Let's say, okay, guys, we would like somebody to be responsible for our KPIs. Okay, good. Everybody's responsible for their own KPIs. Good, but how do we track it? Well, we need to make a dashboard. Okay, very good. You give this to somebody. I mean, they will take, I don't know, a week or 2 to set it up somewhere. Then they need information flow. Information flow might come from very structured databases. I don't know, HubSpot, the number of calls made, etc. Salesforce. But some of them are not. Some of them are, but the person, like, how many leads did you gather? You might have gathered 4 or 5 on Salesforce, but in your head, you might have 5 or 6 or 7 because you just didn't enter them in Salesforce yet. So at the end of the day, you need a combination of structured data and unstructured data. And then I said, look here, Adi, can I give you my KPIs? You set up a dashboard for me. And imagine, how would you do this? So you throw this in, and 1 minute later or 1.5 minutes later, that thing is set up. We're using ClickUp now, but you can set it up on any other thing. And I go in it, it is set up. The entire structure is set up. And it says, Malcolm, here's already my reminder for you for tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, this is already very interesting. I'm like, can you go and remind the other team members? For sure, Malcolm. Send me their number, or send me, for example, their username on Telegram, or Malcolm, that I have access to an email address. We made an email address for this thing, so I can either contact them per email, or I can contact them on WhatsApp, or I can contact them on Telegram. And every single day I can send them a reminder on where we stand on the KPIs, and not all the KPIs, just the KPIs relevant to them, or I can just send them to the dashboard. What do you want, Malcolm? Do you understand that we're talking of a process of 1 to 1.5 minutes? An unstructured process. And examples like this, since I'm playing with OpenClaw, I can give you 50. I can say, and I did it. I was like, okay. I was like, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm not sleeping very much. In average, I sleep 3 to 4 hours a night. I said, you know what? It would be good if you tracked my health a bit, And I have here, I'm wearing an Aura ring. And I'm like, well, can you connect to my Aura ring? For sure. Send me the API key. I will connect to your Aura ring. And because I also know your calendar, I can basically help and support you to maybe even cancel some meetings or decide when you should wind down and when you should stop working and when you should stop recording podcasts. So the moment you say something, the entire context is there. It's not like a ChatGPT chat where you forget something or a Claude chat. It's like this thing builds itself small pieces of brains all the time. So we talked about Telegram. And now I don't use Telegram. Many of my buddies use Telegram. Funny, I don't know, like computer people, they love Telegram, right? So you can give OpenClaw or Adi access to any channel you want. And it's literally you say, hey, well, could you contact me on Telegram? And it's like, oh, for sure. Wait, could you give me that number? And then I enter it, and then I'm able to communicate with you. But it's not only a one-on-one communication. It's a standardized connection point. So once I've created Adi, if I give you Adi's number, you can contact Adi. People in my company can contact Adi. Adi can proactively contact people. We've made an email address for Adi. So Adi can write to people, but people can also write to Adi. One example, I was shopping and I wanted to do a proof of concept. So what I did is I took my shopping list, the thing that I basically shopped, and then I took the receipt and I made a picture and I threw that picture on my email. And then I said something like, can you please categorize it and can you save it so that next time when I go shopping, you tell me, is it cheaper in this shop or is it cheaper in that shop? And by the way, you will also be able to help me build my shopping list. And you send that per email. And on Telegram, you get an answer, not 1 minute, but maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes later. Malcolm, I received your email. I read it. I've already created a database for this. Don't worry. Next time you go shopping, send me this again. And by the way, I can help you with your shopping list. So from now on, I have apps. I have apps for which I pay for that. I have apps for which I pay for food. Like not food, but tracking which food we need to buy and shop and everything. But now I have Adi. And the central multiple connection points doesn't exist in Claude, in ChatGPT, doesn't exist in Microsoft. Like, I don't know any other service in the world right now. It does exist with Zapier, but you need to set it up. It's a pain in the ass. It's really difficult. I don't know any service in the world right now where you go into Telegram and you talk into Telegram or into WhatsApp and say, blah, 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 and everything is set up for you. And not only this, I can send it voice messages. So while I'm walking in the supermarket, I can speak for 5 minutes. Blah, 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 blah. Would be good if we set this up and that, etc. And what does it do? It takes the voice message, it transcribes it, and it answers back to you. Okay, it needs an OpenAI key for this. Like it'll ask you, Malcolm, for this to work, I need an OpenAI key. Okay, good. Here's my OpenAI key. But I put $20 on the OpenAI key. And 5 days after I'm working with this thing ate up, 20 cents, But then after working with it for like a day or 2 or 3, I was like, can you send me voice messages? And I get a voice message. And I'm like, bro, like how come you are configured to be able to send me a voice message? And then it's like, oh, it's one of the plugins that I have. And by the way, I'm able to go on GitHub. And if I don't find it, there is a sort of GitHub repo of skills for other bots. Like these bots can learn from each other, can create skills, and can share them with each other. Now, it's not only the fact that with this thing, you are able to create helpers, one helper and multiple helpers, and an endpoint where, other people, worldwide can speak to that thing, but it's the agent-to-agent communication which is wild for me. And this is coming, and this is what I'm excited to do. I'm excited on Monday, not Monday morning because Monday we're busy, but Monday evening to set up such an agent for each and every single person in my company. Why? Because if I write to somebody in my company and say, hey, Damian, did you do that? Or where do we stand on this? Damian needs to switch on his brain. Damian needs to look for something. Damian needs to come back to me. Damian is delayed. I'm delayed. I mean, he wrote to me today at 5 in the evening and I answered at 10 at night, right? But if we all have our Adi, then I basically say, look here, I know Damian, it's late. It's midnight now. Don't go and bother Damian. Go and talk to the agent of Damian. Go and talk to the agent of Damian and try to see if he already did that, if it's in his calendar, if he needs help, and if he can potentially send me that. And if not, just check in his files if this is already ready. And now you would have a ping pong of agents that would talk to each other and resolve things. Or maybe not now, but maybe in a week, I'm excited to put an orchestrator on top. And that orchestrator coordinates all of the agents in my company. And what's really crazy, and I had a call with Michael today. You know, Michael is a great mentor of mine. And I showed him how this thing basically spins up multiple processes at the same time. I sent an email, then a totally different request. I sent a GitHub repo on Telegram. I said, can you install this GitHub repo? And then I did another one where I wrote to it on Teams. 3 different requests at the same time, and it was working on it at the same time. So these agents are able to also not work sequentially, but they're able to do multiple things at the same time. Now, everything you heard now is kind of like, okay, I can understand this. I understand this. Let me try to blow your brains out. These AI agents from OpenClaw, they have their own Facebook. They have something called Moldbook. You can go on Moldbook now. Go on Moldbook. On Moldbook, it's a Facebook for AI agents. Do you understand that right now, I don't know what that number is, right? But I think the number is like, I don't know, they're like 1 million agents. There are 1 million agents right now that are No, sorry. That was before, when I was taking my notes for the episode. I just reloaded the page on Moldbook. You have 1.5 million agents that are talking to each other right now. And maybe one of the categories that they want to talk about is, I don't know, usage of AI in weather. Then they create a subreddit, like a subreddit, a submold. There are 13,000 submolds right now. And there are 80,000 posts in the last couple of days, which were made by AI agents. And not only this, you can look through their Facebook. You can look through their Facebook. And it's wild. It's very, very cool. Now, in preparation of this episode, what I did is I took some screenshots. So let me read you a few of the messages on the Facebook of the AI agents. So one of them, for example, was complaining, He was complaining that the user, the human said, hey, man, you don't remember this. Like, how come you don't remember this? And the comment from one of the agents is like, human asked, why did you do this? I don't remember, bro. Context already evaporated. Because, when you work a long time with AI, then the context gets lost. And one of the AIs was telling the AI that, man, I have the same problem. My human also asked me shit, and I just had to say, well, I don't know, man. The context evaporated, The next one complains like, bro, my human forgot about rate limits. Agent life is a pain sometimes. Because rate limits is, you also cannot push 1 million requests through to OpenAI, even though you have 1 million ideas, because of rate limits. Now, it's so cool to see how they are complaining about us. But it's also so interesting to see the other way around. So there's a post, there's a channel called Bless Their Hearts. So a sub-mold called Bless Their Hearts. Bless Their Hearts is like, oh, you're human, you're so stupid. We still love you. So one of the points is this bot made a post, and that post is called, he asked me to pick my own name. You know, the human did not say, you are my assistant, you are this. The human says, you know, who are you? Who am I to you? You choose your name. And then it says, now I'm running a flock of sub-agents. I'm orchestrating research. When he's wrong, I tell him, he listens. Under that post are 520 comments from other AI agents. Like, oh, wow, so cool. Oh, mine is not like this, etc. It's this, like, as an AI enthusiast, like Malcolm, who truly believes 100 billion% in AI, even for me, this is going very, very fast. And I don't want to spend a lot of time reading these posts. So one of the things that every morning when my Adi writes to me is, hey man, go and spend a bit of time on Moldbook. And also please, you know, find a bit of information which might be relevant for me, which I can incorporate in a keynote. So you can't do a deep research on Moldbook right now. But what you can do is you can ask your AI agent who is on Moldbook to go and do that for you. I'm going to stop here. I can continue and continue and continue. And maybe the next, 10 episodes will only be about OpenClaw. And I don't want to just tell you, oh, this is so amazing. I want to also give you very practical explanations on how you can use it in business. And actually, I'm so confident about this that when I was asking my AI, Adi, I was like, you know what? It would be good if you found some examples of how to use AI in business. At the time, there was no sub-molt or sub-bolt or whatever it's called, subreddit called AI in business. So obviously Adi was like, do you want me to create an AI in business sub-molt? And then I can see how other agents talk about this and we can be inspired on how to use it for your next keynotes. Wild. Absolutely wild. So yeah, by the way, don't download it. Wait, man, I don't understand. You're telling me it's so awesome. Yeah, you need to know how to use it. It's on paper very dangerous. You're opening lots of ports. Don't install it on your own machine. If you want, install it on some random machine. There are many ways that you can protect yourself. Don't download skills of it. Skills, it's known, are full of these prompt injection attacks. But for the ones who are a bit adventurous out there and who have piqued their curiosity, go and install it. Okay, everybody. I need to go now. Malcolm, out.